Hi guys, actually my name is Raj. I'm running a marketing company called Next out of Guwahati. I just recently got promoted. I just shifted the city, and I'm going to be running a small session on GRASP, GRASP, which is an acronym in order to have the right kind of attitude towards running your own sort of team, company, whatever you may call it. So starting straight off the ball, which is G. G actually stands for getting along with the right kind of people. Now let me tell you about what are the kind of people who are actually in this business. The first type of people, basically, you want to surround yourself with people who are experienced, who are above you. Now, these are the type of people who will always give you easy answers, easy solutions to whatever problem that you're actually coming across the way. Now, in my experience, whenever I thought that I was facing a certain issue, whenever I thought I would take my time to sort out an issue, I always understood that by approaching these people, I understood that our situations is completely common. And being in this business, these people who are experienced, maybe 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years more than me, these are people who can give me quick answers to whatever problem that I'm going through. The next type of person is basically somebody who is at my level, but who I have an upward relationship with. For example, top performers who are at my level, maybe who are crew leaders, who are team leaders, who are assistant owners, whom I can actually learn strategies from in order to implement in my business and have it work. Now, there is possibly someone somewhere out there who's at my level doing something better than I am. I'll just need to pick up the phone and I just need to listen to them and go out and implement that back in my team or my business. The next type of person is basically over a period of time, you'll understand that there are people who are below you. In other words, your trainees, where you actually need to be the right kind of example for them, and there will always be trainees in your office or in your environment or in your team where you need to be the right kind of example for them. What I mean is have an upward relationship with people. Now always remember, your network determines your net worth. That's what I learned. Right. And next thing is R. R stands for responsibility. Now to tell you, in our line of work, what you need to be responsible for is only and only things that are in your control. For example, being very, very happy, being smiling all the time, being well dressed, having a great attitude, being early, being prepared, being super charged up, being prepared with your territories, having the proper work ethics, being responsible for being honest. Now, these are few things that actually in our line of work, because we're a little bit unconventional, this is very hard to find. And I've always seen people who are responsible getting promoted. Irresponsible people I've actually never seen move to the next level, right? So being responsible for things that are in your control versus having the acceptance and the understanding that things that are not in your control, you just have to be responsible and having a great learner's attitude towards it, right? A, which is the next part, which is all stands for attitude. Now in our line of work, to be very honest, our business is a show business. Our business, you need to actually attract a lot of people towards you. And that's the only way we can actually move forward, be it in terms of sales, be it in terms of recruitment, be it in terms of training. Now, what I mean in terms of attitude is you're responsible for having a great, ultra positive attitude in the environment where you become a basically go-to person. Because understand this, the more you progress in our line of work, each and everybody is watching every single move that you make. The biggest thing that I learned about attitude from my trainers and my mentors is the thing that, Raj, nobody should come up to you and ask you, what's wrong? What's wrong with you today? Is everything all right? Now, I don't want that I don't want to be asked, and I'm very proud to say nobody's asked me till now. So make sure that you're that kind of a person that nobody is concerned about. You're always there, always positive. You're a person who actually boosts up the entire, in your environment. You liven up the entire experience. Right. The next thing is S, right? GRAS. S stands for systems. Now, to talk to you about systems, that is the most basic thing that we follow, and that does not change. No matter what level that you're in, be it you're a trainee, be it you're a trainer, be it you're a senior leader, whatever level that you're in, understand this. The most basic work that we do is following systems. Now, over a period of time, it's very, very easy to get derailed from the basics. It's happened to me personally, it's happened to multiple people, whether we like to admit it or not. But systems is basically what we need to stick to, because understand this, we are all very, very different. We are all from different backgrounds. We are all from different lives and walks or different communication levels. But the only thing that actually keeps us grounded and makes us successful, regardless of which city that we're in, regardless of which territory that we're in, is the fact that we go out and we follow systems. Now, it is the easiest thing in our business, but the moment we get promoted, we try to complicate it, right? Don't deviate from the systems. That's my only thing that I want to talk about this. What are our basic systems? Our basic systems are basically 5 steps, 8 steps, law of averages. Everything that is on the training tracker on the left and the right side, make sure you abide by that as a trainee. And beyond that, there's another training tracker for leaders and senior leaders. Make sure you follow that. Make sure you get your hands on that as well. Right? The last thing is basically profitability. Now, to talk to you about profitability, everybody needs to understand the basic meaning of what profitability means. Income minus expense equals profit. I repeat, income minus expense equals profit. So on a day-to-day basis, number one, you need to track your expenses, right? The biggest mistake I did in my initial days, I never used to track my expenses, and this is something very, very prevalent because we're youngsters, because we're all in our 20s. We end up getting money and spending a lot of money. But what we really need to be responsible for is money management, which is actually going to help us be in a much more profitable situation, right? Which means track your daily expenses. There are n number of applications out there on your iOS or your Android phones that you can use. I personally use this application called Monito, that actually Monito, that actually helps me track my day-to-day expenses, be it as small or as large as it is. Right. The next thing is always make sure that you break down your goals into instead of having a big monthly goal, break it down into a weekly goal, break it down into a daily goal. Because when you have a big monthly goal and you think of profitability, it might be a little bit more challenging because it's a big goal. But when you break it down, just like how you break down your day into smaller pieces, guess what? It's a lot more. It's like into bite-sized pieces, so it's a lot more easy to digest. It's a lot more easy to chase. So what I generally try to do is I always try to break down my goal. I know that if I talk about 250 supports or 200 supports, when I break it down, that's hardly 50 supports in a week. When I break down that by 7, it's approximately another what should I say? Like this hardly comes under around 5, 6, 7 supports in a day. Now, in order to go out there and achieve 200 supports, might be very, very big for somebody, or might not be. But if you think about it, hardly achieving 7 supports in a day or 6 supports in a day, it's hardly anything. And also, in order to be profitable, I've always learned this, that if you want to be in a very profitable scenario, understand what you want to do with your profits. For example, if I want to make, let's say, a 10,000 rupee profit in a month, I should know what that extra 10,000 rupees is going into, or else I'll never be able to make it. And that's actually something that you'll carry as a trainee, that's something that you'll carry as a trainer, and that's something that you'll carry over a period of time, be it in any level that you make. Even at this level, if I want to think of whatever profits that I want to make, I want to achieve, what actually I'll be able to, it's going to fuel me to achieve is the fact that knowing exactly where I'm going to utilize that profit. Is it going to be to buy something for myself? Is it going to be somewhere to invest? Is it going to be something to buy, like something materialistic? Is it because I want to buy a new suit? Whatever it is, I should know exactly what my profits is going into. Only then I'll be able to chase it, right? So that's a basic small session, about a 10-minute session on Grasp. If you have any questions, feel free to just comment, share. My number is already there. You guys already know a little bit about me. Please feel free to reach out. Now, the reason why this session is actually very, very important is it actually keeps you grounded. And one basic pointer that I'd like to share with all of you guys is, if you want to start getting good with all of these, is start running these sessions with people. Don't just sit there and don't just write it down. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or a week from now, if there's any new guy who's there, or anybody who's underperforming who's there in the evening, just sit down and just have a refresher of the session. Because the more times you run sessions like this, is the better that you're going to get. It's like a revision for yourself altogether. All right. Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure talking to you. All the best.